Hey there folks, I'm Tim Freitas from the Garden of English. I'm here to help you with all that you need to succeed in AP English and beyond.
To infinity and beyond!
Yes, it's true. The stuff that I teach you in these videos isn't just meant to be helpful on exam day. If you actually learn and practice what I show you here, you will be successful in college and when you want to communicate in the world. Now, how would I know this? Because my former students report back to me all the time and let me know how easy college English is for them because they still do what I taught them in high school. Now, one of the hardest things for students to consistently do well is produce well-developed commentary. But this is an absolute must if you want to score well on your AP exam because the most points you can score on each essay comes from row B. That's the evidence and commentary row. The reason why commentary can be hard to teach is because you and I probably don't think the same way. We're different people. We also probably don't have the same experiences, and producing commentary relies heavily on relating personal understanding and experiences to the evidence and argument that you're creating. But, though all of this is true, and commentary can be a bit of a slog when you first get into it, fortunately, I have some templates and tricks that can help spark your thoughts so that you can then run full steam ahead once you've mastered how to do this. Because we're talking about synthesis, I want to remind you that we're responding to the horror prompt that you've seen in my prior videos. Take a moment to remind yourself of the thesis I've created in response to this horror prompt. It's about to show up on your screen. Alright, now I really have to admit something to you. This thesis actually stands in direct contrast to how I really feel. I hate horror films, like a lot. But if they're your jam, no judgment here. I just wanted to point out that I'm arguing against how I really feel because it's important to be able to do that. The best way to ever know why you reasonably believe what you do is to also know why others may reasonably believe the opposite of what you do.
I do believe in fairies.
In fact, if more people were willing to address arguments like this, perhaps we'd have a bit less of the nonsense that pervades our divisive media on both sides of the political aisle. Anyway, now that I've clarified that, let's check out the beginning of the body paragraph that I've already gone over how to write in my past videos. Here's a really strong topic sentence followed by precise evidence integration. If you've never seen any of these horror-based items that have popped right up on your screen recently, you may want to go back and watch the videos that they come from. I'm going to link them in the description right below this video. You definitely want to watch them because this video will make way more sense if you do. And by the way, while you're clicking around down below this video, I'm going to encourage you to actually just whack that like button, press the subscribe because that really helps me out. Consider tapping the thanks and potentially maybe you even want to become a channel member. It'll give you early access to all my videos. But even if you only do one of those things that I just mentioned, know that any of them actually really help get the Garden of English's content out to more students. And that's what we care to do at the Garden of English. We care to help. So please help us. Okay, back to the show. When producing commentary, you need to explain how the evidence in your paragraph relates to your argument. In the case of this example, my commentary needs to connect the evidence provided by both sources E and B to the argument that viewing horror films can be enriching for an individual. The personal enrichment that I mentioned in the topic sentence can relate to any type that I brought out in my thesis. These are things like exploration, understanding, and social growth. So, I should see one or all of these ideas show up in my commentary. When you're explaining things in your commentary, you're going to want to talk about the assumptions that you make to tie your evidence to your claims in your topic sentence and thesis. In order to make sure that you do this every time, no matter the topic of your essay, I have some templates that will help bring your ideas to life and guarantee you at least 3 sentences of commentary in each of your body paragraphs. That's significantly more than I normally see when I'm reading AP exams. The commentary stems are about to show right up on your screen. Take a peek at these. Because, consequently, furthermore, or therefore, due to the fact that. That's your ticket to strong commentary. Those words and phrases. Just putting these words and phrases in your commentary is a great first step that will force you to try to articulate your reasoning. You can follow this commentary pattern in each of your body paragraphs every time. And if you do it right, you'll be performing significantly better than most of your peers. I promise it. And you can trust me on this because I've read thousands of Lang synthesis essays for the exam reading. Now, let's check out what commentary would look like if I followed this pattern for the body paragraph that I've been producing. We're going to just tack on these sentences right here. Commentary sentence 1 would look like this. This evidence proves the enriching ability of horror films because attending such films with friends seemingly creates a supportive social climate where people work to competitively, yet cordially, challenge one another's tolerance for consuming such media. We'd then add commentary sentence 2, and it would look like this. Consequently, since most individuals are viewing the films with friends in safe and appropriate settings, the traumatic experiences of the movies become less severe experiences, as joining up with others increases feelings of collective safety, reminding those involved that they are on these adventures together. And the last sentence of commentary would look like this if we added it to the paragraph. Therefore, such experiences in this sense are likely beneficial to consumers due to the fact they can empathetically bond with others, knowing that while they may have exhibited vulnerabilities in these moments, they did so en masse, making it easier to overcome the fictional dilemmas and potentially even real ones together. What you want to notice about my commentary is that each time I in some way articulate assumptions that I tie to the group dynamic that's explored in the evidence that I included earlier in the paragraph. In sentence 1, I discussed the assumed friendly nature of the group watching the films. I discussed the assumed supportive yet competitive social climate amongst friends trying not to be scared. And in the second sentence of commentary, I discussed the assumed safety tied to viewing films with friends, the assumed fictional trauma all viewers are subjecting themselves to, and the assumed feelings of collective safety that lessens the intensity of a person's response to the media. And in the last sentence of commentary, I assume that an empathetic bond is created because individuals have experienced the same events. I also assume that individuals have allowed themselves to appear vulnerable, and I discuss how the assumption of experiencing horror together would potentially be able to translate into real-life perseverance. If you want these templates and if you want to see what the thesis and body paragraph look like all together, know that I've put them in a document linked in the description right below. Now, you do need to go practice writing your commentary. And if you'd like another example of what this looks like with a different synthesis prompt, or if you'd like to keep moving forward and learn how to write awesome synthesis conclusions, you're going to want to check out the videos that are about to pop up here.